Little update on the 4 foot tank here. It's just a little bit cloudy, but not too bad. It's still adjusting to the new scape. The rocks get a little bit fluffy, and got a few power heads in here. There's one over here, it's not on at the moment. But yeah, the fish are colouring up. They're feeling happy. Just been feeding brine shrimp, live brine shrimp, to the tank, and it's just the little guys that get it, which kind of evens the battlefield for their feeding. So we've just recently started feeding brine shrimp to all our tanks, mainly to keep the fry alive. We have a fry colony in the other room. The 6 foot is looking quite nice. It also has a small amount of fluff going on, but water's nice and clear. The fish are nice and healthy. We've recently got a new extra power head, so we have 2 wave makers power heads and another power head over there, so keeping the flow going around the tank. And these ones have the programmable waves, and they can alternate opposite to each other and do all sorts of programs and stuff, and the Wi-Fi. So they're keeping the flow going and keeping a lot of this algae to a minimum. I kind of like the green aspect to the no substrate tank. We've almost got like its own grass covering. And the population in here is probably just on the limit. We did have a pH drop one time, so I just cleaned the filters and added a bit of KH powder. There's not much hardness in our water here, so you'll get pH swings like that. Nothing too harmful for the fish. And this is another tank that recently got a bit of a clean up, but it's starting to get a little bit dirty on the front there. Yeah, but yeah, basically you get this little fluff going, a lot of these tanks, and just a bit of a scrub with a toothbrush you just go gets it off. You start the cycle again. But in here we kept a large piece from the old 4 foot scape, and tried our best to get rid of all of the trumpet snails, and found the 1 or 2 scragglers, but because they've got nowhere to live and breed, we just picked them out. So I've picked out 1 or 2 trumpet snails. But yeah, the scape needs a bit of work, maybe a backdrop. But overall, they're all quite happy in here. These are a bunch of older fry that have grown up. Maybe these are 3 years old. There's some older, some younger. But yeah, no over medium size in here. And lastly, 4 foot taller tank with a curved end. It's looking quite nice here with the sunlight. A bit of extra sunlight in the back. And we have an extraterrestrial as far as our Boesemani fish keeping is going. These guys got a cheapy power head here, but I had to modify an intake just so you don't have to clean it every week. Just have a much larger area. And lastly, our fry setup. Here's a bunch of one-ish year old, and here you can see the males colouring up already. A few of these other ones could be males, but that's just the name of the game. There's two more males, definitely coloured up. They're definitely having a go at each other whenever they can. There's also some Coreodoris here somewhere. There's about 3. And these are August. So these are about 3 months old. They're very hard to film. Let's see if we can get one, just one guy to focus. It's always wants to focus on the background. But anyway, they're not very big, put it that way. But they've been eating now, live brine. And I've been hatching eggs and also keeping a colony going. And this is you just keep photoplankton by having about 18 hours of light, salt water, and yeah, the brines just keep reproducing for now until something goes wrong. And here, these guys are the lucky 4. These are also 3 months. So the short story is we've been feeding all of our fry on powdered food, ground up dry food, and the survival rate was about 1 in 4. So if you collected 200 fry, you might end up with 50 or even lower. So, and I would just take out the odd looking fry and put them in this tank from that tank, and they would just perish because I hadn't been feeding them live food until now. And these 3 almost came back from the dead. They were just squiggling around on the ground, and then they managed to eat some live food, and now they're back to normal. So who knows, in my next batch of 200 I might get 150 survive. So I think there's a lesson in that for anybody. Just start your baby brine shrimp education if you haven't already and you're trying to keep rainbows. So it took me a few years to work that out, and these guys, I guess you could say, are all fat and plump and healthy now. So I'll leave you with some more footage of the other tanks. Alright, catch us later.